Shit, it won't even fucking let me share to my own group still. That is so weird. This is so annoying. Hey Carol, hey Karen, hey JD, good morning. Again, I'm still only seeing YouTube in the chat. I don't know what's going on. Maybe if I check the settings, I'm just afraid I'm gonna break everything. I don't know. I'm only seeing the YouTube people in the chats and not other people, like my Facebookers and stuff. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm still in Facebook jail, so I'm not allowed. It's allowing me to post to certain groups and then other groups no. So I don't know what that's about. I know that I'm out of Facebook jail at a certain point in time today. So weird. Facebook is such a goofy fucking platform. How is everybody? Okay, that didn't work. I'm so tired. I'm tired of doing this. I mean, not tired of doing readings, but I'm tired of like trying to figure out Facebook and where I'm allowed to post and where I'm not allowed to post. It's so annoying. And I've had a weird night, to say the least. I went out on a little bit of a date, I guess you would call it. I don't even know if it was a date, really. It was what it was. All right, I'm gonna put up the business page. Let me turn down the sound. Weird night. So, hey Jennifer Nichols, I see you're there on the business page. Cool. So I can see you guys from the business page. I can see you guys chatting from the business page. So I'm watching there for Facebookers, and then I can see all my YouTube people on this screen. I have a little bit of bedhead. I don't really give a shit. I woke up this morning to tractors out front of my house, literally like those claw things that are digging the dirt out of that hill. I'll post a video of it today in the Engelgeist group. I'm pissed. A year ago, I bought this house that was all jungle next door, and I don't want to be focused on the negative. I teach you guys and I talk to you guys about, oh, don't focus on the negative, Palo Santo, Palo Santo, Palo Santo. Don't focus on the negative, focus on the positive. And yes, indeed, there could be really good changes coming from this, like an improvement to the neighborhood, but it could take 2 to 3 years. It's going to be a lot of construction, a lot of noise. And it's just really changing the face of what I bought a year ago, what I thought I was buying when I bought this house. I was buying this house that was sort of tucked in the jungle and this little strip of jungle land in front of it, hidden away. Now it's going to be wide open with 2 giant 11-story towers in front of it, and I'm having a hard time picturing it. I'm not so sure that I want to be here in the midst of all of that construction. So this morning was a bit of a rude awakening, not in a bad way, just kind of like, you hear the trucks out there, and then you literally go right outside my door, and there is I don't know what they're called. Hey, Pearls for Paws. I'm glad you keep missing me, but I'm on now. I'm glad. Please subscribe. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you can. I'm having a better time with the YouTube channel. Please, everybody, share to groups. I'm in Facebook jail. I can't necessarily share to groups. I come out of jail, I think, today, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to end up back in jail tomorrow because I'm a vigilante. Call me Vigilante Mame. That's my drag name. But I can still have a sense of humor about all of this. I can still have hope. I can still remain in hope, and I'm going to try and do that today. It's just odd when you go right outside to where your dogs normally are used to going to the bathroom and you see that there's this giant crane pulling dirt out, pulling dirt out, pulling dirt out, and you're like, there going to be a space here for my dogs when it's done? Am I gonna have anywhere to go outside my house when it's done? So I'm dealing with that a little bit. And then let's just get real personal, okay? First thing in the morning, real personal. Not that it's first thing in the morning. I've been up since a little while. I was talking to Ducky earlier. But I went on this date with this boy that is not necessarily, let's say, available. And I am very attracted to him. And I have been very attracted to him for a really, really long time. And I stay away from him because I'm so attracted to him. And when we get together, there's just this dynamic. I don't know if it's just coming from me towards him and maybe not vice versa. He says I make him nervous. He's younger than me, not much, but like he's in his 30s and he's so very attractive. But he's also married and he has kids. It's like really bad. And I'm not a homewrecker by any means. I do not want to be a homewrecker. I do not want to be involved in that sort of it's complicated situation. But needless to say, we spent time together last night hanging out and we had a really good time. And it's funny, like, and I'm saying this just as much for you guys as much for me. Like, I'm hoping maybe that there's a lesson in it for you too, as much as there's a lesson for me, because there is definitely a lesson for me. I have a tendency to want to shut off when things feel good because, makes me sad. Because I can't have them in the way that I want them. Or as much as I want them. And then I start to like get all weird and I start to question God. Well, then why'd you put him in my path? Hey, Anna Alves, how are you? Sorry, having a bit of a morning, so don't mind the tears. This is normal. Most of my viewers understand I cry from time to time. I'm a Pisces. But what I don't understand is it's like, why do things feel so good and comfortable with somebody that's not available? Maybe that's why it feels good and comfortable, because it's safe for me, because they're not available and I know that. But I don't know, it's something for me to sort out. It was a very nice night, and what ends up happening, which it's been a long time since I've had a nice night, I've been here in Mexico kind of hiding out in my house because I don't want to have any nice nights because I'm sort of trying to leave Mexico, and I think that like there's a lot of boys here that have girlfriends that want to be your boyfriend on the side and all of this sort of weird shit that I'm not used to. And some of it was fun and attractive at first, and now it's getting old and tiring, and I want to be somebody's number one. Like, I really want to be somebody's number one. Not somebody's number two. Not somebody's side piece. I want to be somebody's number one. And I think what I need to do is I need to be my own number one, you know? Like, I need to not put myself into these sort of situations, even though they may feel good in the moment, and I feel really attracted to him, and we have fun, and we have a laugh, and it feels good, and I feel connected to somebody for a moment. But when he leaves, I just feel so sort of sad and lonely. And it's not that I'm lonely. Like, I have the dogs, and the dogs fill a big space for me that, like, otherwise wouldn't be filled. And I'm super grateful to the dogs, and I'm super grateful to my spirit guides and to my God, because they're there and they're present with me too. But sometimes I just wonder, am I setting myself up for more heartache, you know? Because I wake up this morning and I just feel lonely, and I wish he was still here, and I know that he can't be. He has a family, he has a wife, he has all of these things that should make him off limits. And I don't see him very often. I stay away for months at a time because I have to. For my own sanity, so that I don't feel like this. But it sucks because when I'm with him, I feel really good. And it feels really sweet. And he's really beautiful and he's really sweet. And it's just weird here. Mexico's a strange country. There's a lot of, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just feel like there's a lot of men here that are sort of either bisexual or gay, but yet they're married and have kids. And their wives are like aware that they cheat. They don't care as long as like, they bring home some money or something. It's really weird dynamic, and I just don't like it because it makes me feel I don't know, like not used, but I feel like second best, or I feel like, well, if there was no money involved, or if, would you even be here if there was no, I don't know. And this is just another one of the reasons why I feel like I need to leave Mexico, because I am really attracted to him, and he's one of the few guys that I've met that I really actually like as a person, aside from being very physically attracted to him. And he's just not available. And my heart, I feel like, can't take that. As crazy as that is, and as older as I get, I just don't want. Um, we've been looking at these cards all the last few weeks, and everything's been about our logical mind and our intuitive self and listening to both sides. And I think that maybe last night was me being sort of a little bit more on my logical side and my more like physical side, and saying like, oh, I want to go out, I want to have fun, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I had no intention of going and seeing him, but I always ended up, seeing him. And then, um, you know, one thing leads to another, and he comes back here to visit, and it just was really sweet. And then he had to go, and I just didn't want him to go, and he has to go. Like, he has a life, he has a family, and I don't want to take that from him. That's not love. That's not, you know, he probably loves them dearly, and that makes him almost all the more attractive to me. Anyways, needless to say, I'm having a bit of an emotional moment. So I thought I would get on because it's the 11 o'clock hour and you guys need your reading, as do I. And let's like take our breath and take a deep breath and bring in those positive symbols in through our nose and release negative symbols in through our mouth, out through our mouth. So let's just concentrate on bringing ourselves into the present time, which is today, Thursday, June 20th. I hope I have that date right. Let's let go of the memory of whatever we were doing yesterday, last night, whoever we were doing it with, however good it may have felt. Let it go because it's in the past. Keep it as a fond memory if we need to, but we can let it go. Let's set our energy into present time for today, Thursday, June 20th, and let's look at what the energy has for us for today. Maybe it's something new in store. I'm going to shuffle. Give me one moment. Okay, for Thursday, June 20th, we have the art card. And I don't know what's going on with my cameras today, but when I hit the hand camera, it becomes Buddha, and it's way too zoomed in, which I don't know how to unzoom it, so I don't know what the fuck's going on with my cameras at this point. They're all wackadoo. Is it this? I don't know. I think something's gone on. I need Josh to come and overhaul shit. So we're going to take Buddha off and just be me today. And maybe it's good that it's just being me, being vulnerable, and telling you where I'm at today. So the card today is the art card, which is Major Arcana. And to me, this card is all about creation. It's about what we choose to create and how we go about choosing to create it. There's a lot of emotions in here. If you look, there's water falling through hands. There's sadness. There's a little bit of pent up anger here in this bowl that's sort of been contained. We are emotional beings. We are sort of, constantly always sort of dealing with what we've got going on inside of us. I certainly am this morning. But what we can do is we can take these emotions, and what this card says to me is we can turn them into art. We can turn them into creation. We can turn them into things of beauty. We can like search them out, find them out, figure them out, become comfortable with them, own them, not judge them, allow ourselves to have them. And from there takes like sort of a shift or a transformation where beauty can happen and the humanness can happen. That's this rainbow here. There's also a butterfly in here signifying transformation, turning from the caterpillar into the beauty of the butterfly. It's like, to me, this card, at least this morning, is representing sort of loving ourselves in all of our aspects, no matter how flawed or human we may feel, how angry or resentful we may feel, how sad or how depressed or how caught in our own emotional web we might be, to like allow ourselves that freedom to like really just check in with that, be who we are, don't judge it, let it like sort of surface, let it come to the surface, feel it, and become aware of it. Like what I am becoming aware of, I'm just using my situation as an example, is what hurts the most about last night is that not that it felt so good, because in the moment it felt great. It's what I'm left with after, like when I wake up in the morning, and it's the loneliness. And the thing is what that loneliness tells me is that I want a relationship. Whether I'm willing to admit it or not, I want to be somebody's number one, you know? Do I have the balls and the strength and the daringness to be vulnerable, to be able to make myself somebody's number one? That remains to be seen. But like, so, in essence, even though it's maybe not the most perfect situation of what happened last night, it is a teacher for me. It is something that's showing me where I'm at emotionally, and then allowing me to sort of use those emotional tools, whether as fucked up or as weird as they may be, to hopefully create some sort of art or some sort of meaning or some sort of beauty in my life. And the art card is major arcana. There's a lot of energy to it. So it means, like, to me, I get the choice today of where I get to direct my thoughts. I get the choice today of what I want to focus on. I get the choice today to choose what I create today. Do I create sadness and loneliness because I had a beautiful night last night? Or do I get to like create, the idea of, okay, maybe that wasn't perfect, and maybe that isn't necessarily exactly for me, but maybe I can create, like as an artist would create, maybe I can create somebody similar to him that doesn't have 3 children and a wife. Although they all seem to have 3 children and a wife around here, at least the ones that I meet. There's room to grow here, and there's room to change here, and there's room to take those things that hold us back, or that we think that hold us back, the things that we think that are our enemies, or that we think are not working for us or not serving us, and actually transmute them and turn them into beauty, and turn them into the human experience that we are, and embrace them, encompass them, and become sort of a whole being of who we are, no matter how messy or emotional or angry or whatever that may be for us in any given moment. We are like when I look at this card, I kind of feel like we are all works of art in progress. We just need to realize that and allow ourselves that space to be that, and to hold ourselves in that space. And as we do that, that transformation begins to occur. Those emotions begin to lessen, or we begin to gain mastery over those emotions, or we begin to not let them lead us into situations or into arguments or into sadness or into depression. And we end up owning them and mastering them and letting them be just a facet or a part of who we are. Because this rainbow also, and the butterfly too, represents the aspect of spirit. So it's not that we're just like this angry pile of lava down here, or these tears falling through hands that we don't know what to do, or trapped in a web of thoughts down here like our mind. But we also have there's a bat in here, which is like rebirth. That we have this opportunity to sort of rebirth and become, how do I want to put it, like whole in who we are and in all our humanness, both good and bad. So I'm going to leave that there. it kind of ties into all of the cards that we were looking at all this week, which was like the Hierophant, the Nine of Worlds, which was Harvest, the Woman of Worlds, which was Rejoicer, which was taking care of ourselves, which is maybe what I should have done last night. Maybe I didn't need to go out last night. I'm not saying I did a bad thing or a wrong thing because it was good to go see him. But I just afterwards, I feel like not hungover, but like empty, like sad. Like I would have liked it to have lasted longer and been more available to me. Does that make sense? So, but that's all part of preserving myself too, like learning how to take better care of myself in situations, how to not set myself up for more hurt. And everything that we do now, like with this harvest card, and let's go back to Sunday, right? We had that time space card, which was a lot of reflection, a lot of figuring out where we want to be, how we want to be. And I think me going back out last night that's a large part of what attracted to me in Mexico in the first place, was all these beautiful boys and the partying and the attention I was getting and all this stuff. And that was like, it lit me up and made me feel like I was on fire. And then I got here and I realized, oh my God, I can't live this way. I can't spend this kind of money. I can't be doing this every night. So I sort of closed in and went hermit-like. And that's fine because it's brought me to meditation and it's allowed me to enjoy Mexico in a different way. But this time space card, it's like taking some time to reflect. The Eight of Crystals is synthesis, reestablishing our relationships with not only ourselves but the environment around us and how we fit into it. And then the Man of Cups, which is Surfer, which for some of us feels like riding above our emotions. And that Man of Cups kept showing up. He showed up early last week too on Sunday, and he's showing up again. And who knows, maybe this guy is my Man of Cups, and maybe I'm fooling myself. I certainly know it felt good last night, but when it ended, when I woke up this morning, I just didn't want it to be over. So, yeah. But then we had the Hierophant this week, which was about quiet teaching, watching, observing, learning, educating, knowing our knowledge, holding tight to it and keeping it to ourselves. The Nine of Worlds from Tuesday was all about harvest, everything we're putting in now, we're reaping and we're sowing for a later date. And then yesterday was Rejoicer, which is about like sort of enjoying things, going out, taking care, having a moment of rejoice. And I think that's what I was trying to do. And I think that I did do that for a moment. I just think that also sometimes when we rejoice and we get the things we want, we also realize from that what it is we don't want. And so I think today I'm in a little bit of that space. I will be okay. I've spent many months away from these boys and know how to do it. It was just last night's visit was the most intense that he and I have had, and it was the most connected, and it was really weird, and it kind of threw me for a loop. It really surprised me. And then he just left, like no big thing, and said, okay, I'll see you again. And I'm like, I don't know when or how or if, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that. So today I'm going to focus on the art card. I'm going to focus on the fact that I am a piece of art in progress. I am a work in progress. And even with all the sort of sadnesses or the upset or the, resentments or lack thereof or the fucking tractor that's digging away the hill out front of my house, I'm going to deal with it and be the most beautiful piece of human art that I can be today. And know that I am constantly a work in progress, and to give myself credit for that, allowance for that, and allow myself to become, I shouldn't say become beautiful because I already am beautiful if I am a piece of art. Remember that I already am beautiful and that I only continue to add to that. Okay? Jennifer Kelly, I am okay. I am just feeling a little bit on the lonely side, guys. It's just a pain. I just feel the pain. It's a process. I know Kim Klein. I'm in it and I'm feeling it and I'm well aware. Part of me is very tempted to go see him again tonight just because last night was so good, but I don't think that that's in my best interest. I think that, it's very easy for these men here. I don't want to say these men here, like I lump all of these like Mexican men together, but it's very easy for men that have families and wives and children that love them, and they're very dear to their families. Don't get me wrong; they're very sweet, wonderful men, but I'm just a side piece, and that's really it. And I don't want to be a side piece, no matter how good it feels in the moment. And I need to stop being a side piece. I need to be my own full central piece of art. And no matter how good looking and how sweet he may be and how beautiful the time is together, I think it's probably best that I stay away. I've been doing that for months now, staying away from him because of um, I knew I needed to. And then I thought, oh, maybe I'm strong enough. And also, I've been thinking, too, like I've been contemplating leaving Mexico. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should need to give it one more shot. Maybe there's something I'm missing here. Maybe it's the things that I'm not doing that brought me here, that were giving me joy. And I was having so much fun and what brought me down here. Maybe I need to get back into the swing of that and have fun. But like, it's not that. That's all based on tourism, money, what you can get in the moment when you can get it. And it's not that it's a bad thing, it's just part of the culture of the city. And so I want something a little bit more real. Doesn't necessarily mean that I won't hopefully sell these homes, get rid of these tractors out front of my house, and move somewhere more settled in Mexico that's a little less tourism based, and meet a nice man that like will make me first, where I can make him first too. But it's just interesting because a moment with this guy last night really brought that up for me. And sometimes I push those things away and I forget about it because sometimes you guys are enough. My interactions with you guys are plenty and they make me feel good. But there is this big sort of spot at 46 years old that needs work that I want. I want a compatriot. I want a partner in crime. I want somebody to experience life with. And I do experience life with you guys, but I want somebody, closer. So we'll see. Ducky seems to think he's going to come around and that maybe he's in the closet and everything, but I don't want anybody leaving their family and their kids for me. Like, I don't want to be a home wrecker. That's not who I am. As much as I am so, like, I get in his presence and, like, I can't breathe. He's so beautiful to me. Like, and he's not even that attractive, like, as normal. Like, he's just like a normal looking guy. But there's something about him, his energy, the way he talks to me, the way he treats me, the way he touches me, like he puts his hand on my arm. It's just like very attentive, very sweet. And some of me, I'm telling way too much this morning. But some of me is not so sure that it's not just all part of a game that they play with every tourist in Mexico. And that's the part that I want to not think is the case. I want to think that maybe he and I have something, something, but I don't know. He did say to me last night when I was sitting in his lap that I make him nervous. And it was this weird thing, and he does feel sort of like nervous to me, but I don't know what that means, and I don't know that I have time to figure that out. All right. I'm going to sign off for now. Sorry for the personal love tirade this morning, but that's just where I'm at. It is June 20th. June is moving along. Can I ask you guys all a huge, huge favor? Say a prayer for me in regards to my situation in Mexico. I want you guys to pray for me for my highest good. Not that I leave Mexico, not that I stay in Mexico, not that I find a boyfriend, not that I don't find a boyfriend. I just need each and every one of you to stop and say a prayer that I reach my highest good. I pray every time I do a video for you guys that we all reach our highest good and reach our highest insight from each of these videos. That's my intention. But I'm asking a favor of all of you guys now to please pray for my highest good, whatever that may be within this situation in Mexico. And please pray for it to be clear, concise, and as soon as possible. Okay? Because every day that I wake up here There's certain days where I wake up here and I just don't want to be here anymore. And I don't mean like not here on the planet. I just don't want to be in Mexico, and I don't know what that feeling is, but it's a hard feeling to wake up to. And so maybe your guys' prayers or your guys' energies or your guys' manifestations might help the universe to sort of bring me those answers quicker. Because every 1 minute that I think I'm going and I'm all planned to go, then all of a sudden some boy pops up. And it's like, oh no, let's go on a date. And I'm like, oh fuck. So I need your guys' help. So please take some time out of your day today to just say a prayer for my own highest good in whatever I need in this situation in Mexico. If that's to leave, if that's to sell these homes, if that's to stay, if that's to move somewhere within Mexico, don't put any limits on it. Just pray for my highest good. I ask that of you, and I will pray for all of your highest good as I do every day. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow. Who knows, if I get really bored and lonely, which I might today because I'm feeling kind of emotional, I may sign on tonight just for some company and pull some cards and stuff, okay? But it's not a guarantee. We'll see where I go today, okay? All right, I love you all. Have a good day. Bye.